Exactly. Yeah, they can build up. And it gets real nasty. When you actually blow those things out, it could be like a frat party in '94, right?
Wow. Yeah, I have no idea what that is like.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So, Kevin, almost every homeowner has that moment.
Yeah.
Right? The AC quits. It's a 100-degree heat wave. The breaker pops, just as their family's about to arrive, and suddenly they realize, if you're listening, that's a key point. It's like, because most people are leaving like, oh, I want to keep it low because I don't want it running because I'm not going to be here, so I don't care. But you're saying, no.
Right.
It's the opposite. You need it working.
You need it working. It should always be working, no matter if you're there or not, because it's maintaining your home, right?
This episode brought to you by Summit Services. Heating, cooling, electrical, and pool systems done right. Visit callsummitservices.com.
Well, welcome to the show, Kevin.
Excited to be here.
And we're excited to have you.
No doubt.
It's going to be a great episode.
Right.
I know you're going to give us some great information for all our clients and customers and future customers
Absolutely.
out there.
Look forward to it.
There's a lot to learn.
Yeah. There is. There's so much.
If you're tuning in, when you hear HVAC, electrical, pools, you're like, oh my gosh. But I promise you, if you're a homeowner, there's going to be a lot of great information. Stick around at the end because I think Kevin might have a good offer for you as well if you need some help. But we're going to jump right in now.
Yeah, that's great.
And he's a great personality, so watch out.
Yeah, right.
You never know what's coming out.
That's it.
All right, you go.
So, Kevin, almost every homeowner has that moment.
Yeah.
Right? The AC quits. It's a 100-degree heat wave. The breaker pops, just as their family's about to arrive, and suddenly they realize how much we take for granted comfort. And you built your company around solving these problems before they happen. So what was the moment when you said that I'm going to do this differently? Like, what set that in motion for you?
It's really started when I created Summit. I worked with other heating and air contractors for quite some time, and people always said, what's the value in preventative maintenance, right?
Yeah.
Didn't really see the value in it. And so I said, well, I guess you're right. I don't know. If you don't see it, then how do you know, right? And so what Summit is, and we created the idea that people need to see what we do and be involved in the process of preventative maintenance. And so we can try to avoid those moments when you have everybody together for Thanksgiving or 4th of July parties or whatever it may be, and all of a sudden, what you just said, the air goes out, right?
Yep.
And these are machines. Nobody has a ticket. They're ticking time bombs. No telling what's going to happen to them. But ultimately, preventive maintenance is a great way to try to avoid those things, right? And so what we do is we go in and we do a full evaluation on the systems. We check all the components, the amp draws. We clean out the drain lines. We make sure that we take before and after photos, which a lot of our clients like, and we get them involved in the process. So they get to see. That's great.
So you're actually showing them, hey, this was before, and then now this is after the maintenance we've done.
Yep.
That's great.
So something as simple as a drain line.
That's usually.
I remember I went upstairs to get something out of the attic.
We were getting luggage to get out. We were leaving to go out of town.
Have a little cubby where it's at, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I look, and that little pan, right? It's full of water.
Yep. Yeah.
And I was like, it was a different guy, that I know. And I called him up. I said, hey, Matt.
Hold on. First of all, he comes flying down the stairs, freaking out, like, oh my God, what's going on? But anyway, I thought I would add that.
I called up a guy I knew. I said, hey, why, what do I do with all this water in my pan? He said, well, first of all, that's not supposed to be
there.
All right?
Yep.
And I said, well, what's going on? And I didn't even know about just blowing out those drain lines.
That's exactly right.
Because it's dust and...
Exactly. Yeah, they can build up, and it gets real nasty. When you actually blow those things out, it could be like a frat party in '94, right?
Wow. I have no idea what that is like.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So it can get nasty for sure. There's drain lines, and what it does is it just builds up over time inside that drain. You get a lot of sludge build up, and we have a 3/4-inch PVC pipe that's bringing out your drains, your water out of the house, and they can get backed up really easily. So we recommend that being cleaned out at least every 6 months.
Yeah.
And what we do as preventative is we put drain strips in the system that ultimately release a chemical down the drain line every time water goes off the coils from the primary drain, which is where it goes out the drain. So we shouldn't have it in the secondary pan, which you were referring to.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is it will kind of clean out the drain every time water goes through and kind of keep that drain sterilized and clean.
Okay.
So that is a preventative thing that we always offer to all of our clients, and we put them in on every installation that we do.
So do you ever have any horror stories where somebody ignores that and that water fills? Because, I mean, I was thinking about, I was like, oh my gosh, if I didn't have that pan and it fills up and over, I mean, that's like a big potential for hazard right there. Like, are you kidding me? Have you ever had that happen to somebody?
It's actually our number one service call is drains.
No
Really?
way. Wow.
It is. That is our number one service call is drains.
All because we don't
is
do
that,
preventative.
yeah, I was going to say, is that because most companies don't do maintenance, preventative maintenance?
Potentially, you know, I like to say most companies should be offering preventative maintenance.
Okay.
You know, and how that preventative maintenance gets done while the technician's in the home is a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
So we make sure that we show that we are draining, you know, putting the chemical down the drain lines and offering those additional items to make sure that it continues to stay clean.
Yeah.
So we're seeing some differences with that.
Yeah.
Sorry. So is that what you mean by home performance company versus an HVAC company? Is that a practical example of that? Because I know you say that you're a home performance company.
Yes,
versus
absolutely.
an HVAC.
You know, we do look at the home as a whole, you know, and heating and air conditioning inside a home is the most expensive thing that's operating your home, essentially, right?
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, as real estate agents, right?
Yeah.
That's the first question almost everybody asks is, you know, how's the HVAC system?
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
That's their number one concern.
How old
And
is
the
it?
roof. Probably the roof.
Yeah.
Is,
Yep.
the
The roof and the HVAC
Yep.
are the two largest investments you'll make in your home, for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the roof should last longer than your HVAC equipment. We wish ours lasted longer, but we blame the manufacturers for that.
Yeah.
You know, that's right. That's right. They don't want them to last forever, I guess. But
Sort of makes sense.
yes. We try to keep them going as long as they can, though. And but home performance is is something that we talk about because, you know, every home is different. Every customer, every homeowner's needs are different, and we live in an area that is probably one of the hardest places for climate inside of the home. We live on an island surrounded by water that creates a lot of humidity. We have a lot of rain. We have hot summers. We have mornings that are 70 degrees, and in the afternoon it's 105 degrees, right? And so this time of year we have windows open, and it's, you know, not much is going on, but we might have a morning rain shower that's creating humidity inside the house, and so without the systems operating, your heating and air systems, we're not pulling humidity outside the home. So, and that's your air conditioner is a natural dehumidifier while it's in operation. And that's the biggest. That's the biggest thing there while it's in operation.
So when you say while it's in operation, is it because you have like fan mode? Is that considered being in operation, or you're saying it's actually heating or it's cooling?
Right, when it's heating and it's cooling.
Got it.
You know, and so if we aren't calling for air, then we're not pulling any humidity out of the house.
Got it.
Okay,
so
that's staying in the air.
So it's staying inside your home, and to where we recommend maybe some dehumidification that can operate independently without the air conditioners running.
So if I could park on that, because I think that's a good point, because again, part of the show is educating.
Yeah.
You get a lot of people who are looking to relocate.
Yep.
You know, they're coming, you know where they're coming from, because you've lived here your whole life.
Sure.
Ohio,
Yeah.
and, you know, all these
New
northern
York.
states who don't deal. I think that's a good point to make and park on a little bit is you know, we have to look at it differently, don't we? Because of what is happening to the unit that they're not experiencing up there. So can you park on that a little bit and kind of delve into that a little deeper so that they get, hey, this is what you need to be thinking about if you're going to look in the area, you're going to buy in the area. These are things to be thinking of.
And if I could add to that, there's two aspects from a new homeowner perspective and from a current homeowner, because there's going to be two different things.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So for anybody that's moving south to Hilton Head in the Lowcountry area, you know, a lot of times we'll get the call, you know, hey, can I have a humidifier put in my home? And we're like, what? Humidifier, right? I think we may have put in two since I've been doing heating and air conditioning around here.
Because up north, it's that dry, cool air.
That's right, and that's what they're used to, right?
You tell them just to open up the window?
Yeah, right. Why isn't there a humidifier
I'll save you some
installed
money.
here, right? You know?
They actually call you for
Yeah,
it.
Wow,
right. Or
okay.
it's asked, why isn't one put on, right? I've always had one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, well, it's the kind of the opposite approach, right? We believe every home should have a dehumidifier here, all right? And so,
Why is that important?
It's super important because humidity inside the home can ruin a lot of things. I'm actually was just at a customer's house where they have some mildew or some growth growing on the ceilings or what have you that haven't been here for quite some time, or they use this as their second home, and they come back and holy smokes, right? Because we tell people to leave their thermostat at a certain temperature while they're gone because we don't really care what the temperature is, but we want it to operate so it pulls moisture out of the house.
So that's a key point.
Key.
If you're listening, that's a key point. It's like, because most people are leaving like, oh, I want to keep it low because I don't want it running because I'm not going to be here, so I don't care. But you're saying, no.
Right.
It's the opposite. You need it working.
You need it working. It should always be working, no matter if you're there or not, because it's maintaining your home, right?
What's that temperature? Do you mind sharing that?
Well, I always say 77 because 78 is probably the number, but I like to say 77, and leave it at 77 and forget about it while you're gone.
Okay.
If you don't have a dehumidifier, now if you do have a whole home dehumidifier, you can cut your air conditioner off. And just run your dehumidifiers. And we have a lot of clients that do that because it can be 100 degrees in the house, but if our humidity level is below 55%,
doesn't matter.
Then it doesn't matter because that's the only reason we ask people to turn their temperature where it's at, so it can cut on and off and kind of move that moisture out of the home.
That's some good information right there.
Yes.
I'll tell you, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, absolutely. So dehumidification is the key.
And you install those?
We do. We do install those. We install quite a bit of them. I would say probably 35-40% of our customers do have those.
Okay.
And so it's a great thing to have, whether you're second home or not. It's your full-time residence. It's still a great thing to have because it's going to allow your system not have to work as hard.
I was going to ask you that. By having it, does it make kind of sort of prolong the life of a system because the system's not constantly working?
Absolutely. So it's not going to have to pull as much moisture out because we're pulling the moisture out before it even gets into the system.
Got it.
And so the system's not going to have to work as hard. And a lot of times people feel more comfortable. If they're normally comfortable at 72 degrees, they might be comfortable at 75 degrees because we lower the humidity level in the house.
Gotcha. And then that saves on your energy bills,
saves on
right?
energy bills.
Yeah.
It saves on the system from having to work as
I
hard.
think we need to get a dehumidifier.
Yeah. We learned something new today.
There you go.
Yes.
We're in the business, right?
Yeah.
But you're always learning.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is why you got to talk to professionals who are, this is your lane.
That's it. That's it.
Are you thinking about making a move to the Lowcountry?
Whether you're searching for the perfect home or you're exploring vibrant communities on the coast or dreaming of a new lifestyle, we're here to help.
Contact the David Dale team today and let's make your dream a reality.
So would that be your tip for both a current homeowner and a new homeowner? If you don't have one from the builder, get one installed.
I recommend everybody have a dehumidifier. There's no reason why you shouldn't.
Well, what other challenges do people face in this environment?
Allergies is a big thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Our whole family, even our dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our poor little Jack Russell.
Yeah, it's such a hard time.
You saw my English bulldog too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
he's got
did.
the same thing. I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
What's his name again?
It's Kirby.
Kirby. Yeah.
Kirby.
He's
Kirby.
cute.
Yeah, he's a good dog.
He's cute. Dude.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
He is a good
Kirby.
dog. Allergies are a big thing around here. And people have different allergies. People are allergic to different things, and we by no means say we're doctors and telling people what their allergies are, but I know we can help people. We've helped multiple people inside their homes, and we especially learned that more during COVID when people were spending more time in their homes.
Yes.
And if we think about it, your outside air is cleaner than what it is inside of our homes.
I know that's a scary thought.
Isn't that scary? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because why? Because we're recirculating our air.
Yeah, and the sun is allowing us to live here on Earth, right?
Right.
And it's killing germs, and inside of our home we don't have the sunshine, right?
Yeah.
And so, our air comes from a dark, damp place inside the attic, inside that furnace or air handler, right?
Yeah.
And so inside of that air handler we have darkness, we have dampness because it's cold. We have our coils in there. And if we're not keeping that clean, then we get pet dander, dust, pollen that gets up there.
Especially here.
The pollen.
Now, that's a good point, too, because people come in here. And, I remember the first time we hit pollen season, I was like, it's like a winter storm, but it's pollen.
But it's yellow.
It's just crazy.
Everywhere.
And so I didn't even think of them. That's sitting inside that system, too.
And that's just recycling in
And
the air.
that's the food that mold mildew needs to grow. And so, mold and mildew need darkness, dampness, and food.
Yeah.
And so we have a dark cabinet, we have dampness in there, and we have food if we're not filtering right.
Yeah.
That get inside of our cabinet, and that's how we create these air handlers.
You're freaking me out right now. I feel like I need to stop this show and send you straight to my house.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've never seen a perfect one out there. So you're one of everybody else. Yes.
Nothing
yes.
special. Nothing special, babe.
Yes. Oh my God, what's our system look like?
That's why you need maintenance every 6 months.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And we can point those things out with, that maintenance where we go in and we look at the side of the cabinet, we look to see if those things are evolving, and then we just have a conversation of what's best for that particular homeowner, because no home's the same and no customer or homeowner is the same. So,
Yeah.
So what would be an example to help somebody is watching, something that's simple that they could do to help the air quality within their home without replacing a system? Obviously.
Sure. Well, we have a product that we like to recommend that basically brings sunshine into your air handler cabinet.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's one thing right there to where we can kill off anything inside that's living inside the air handler cabinet and the ductwork and the supply stream.
Okay.
That's going through the home, and so we bring UV light inside of the air handler cabinet, which lights up the air handler cabinet, kills anything off inside of there. And filtration. A lot of times we go into homes that will be frozen up because the filter's not been changed out, right?
Gotcha.
So keeping the filter clean, constantly recommend replace. Yep.
Disgusting.
Yeah, and they get dirty quick.
Yeah. How often
quick.
should you replace your filter?
Every home again is different.
Yeah.
But the average we would recommend every 3 months.
Okay.
Oh, really? It's not because the one I get, it says every 6, but you're saying every 3.
Yep, every 3 months, is what we recommend. Some will last longer. We do have some filters. Not sure what filter we might have, but there are some filters out there that can last 6 months to a year.
Okay.
We have a train. So
You have a thick filter cabinet?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are every 6 months to a year.
Oh, okay.
On those.
Okay.
And so
you're doing good.
yeah, you're doing just fine on that.
Just checking.
You're doing just fine on
When
that.
I'm hacking
Don't
up
be-
along, I'm like, have you
don't
checked
be
the
concerned
filter?
there.
Everybody, it's so funny because everybody the last probably, 3 or 4 weeks have, in our house.
What, 2 weeks?
And,
yeah.
and Dale said to me, she's like, if we change the filter, and I was like, oh.
That's just the number one thing, right?
Yeah.
I went upstairs and I looked, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's the filter.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so sorry.
Indeed, yeah. The filter is a big thing, and which leads to ductwork as well, because not every system can handle a filtration like yours, right?
Okay.
So that's something that we have to take a look at when we talk about installing those thicker filters.
Okay, because they can actually do more damage than good, right?
They can be sometimes.
How is that? So tell us about the ductwork. Why does that impact?
Well, what we've seen, as of recent, a lot of homes, were built here in the 70s, 80s, 90s, right? Well, the duct systems were put in at that particular time. Well, systems have changed, right? They've evolved. The motors and the blowers over time have evolved, and to where the ductwork might not be sized appropriately for the correct system that's in place. And contractors over the years may have upsized the system when maybe the ductwork can't handle that, right?
Because it can't pull the amount of air. So it's actually going to wear the system out. Because it's designed to pull it's pulling air through, really.
It's pulling air through the system, and a lot of times, think of it always like, say, a straw, right?
Yeah.
A small straw or a bigger straw, right? And so a lot of times if it's suffocating, right, can't pull as much because of the thicker filter or not enough air coming back to the system. It's having to work harder, so the compressor failures are a lot quicker. Blower motor failures can be quicker. And really, we see most problems with heating and air systems that we see that do have problems are usually because of the ductwork.
Wow, that's fast, especially here. So anybody who's new to the area, or if you're current, that's
so
very,
if you're buying, because this is a good point too, buying something on the island versus, say, something in Bluffton, right? Because we have both, right?
Yeah, sure.
Bluffton's going to have probably a little newer homes, even though you get some older ones, say Rose Hill, things like that, Calton. But, most of the newer homes out here. But on Hilton Head, definitely.
Absolutely.
Now the ductwork, do you replace ductwork?
We do.
You do?
We do.
Okay. Do you recommend that? Or do you is cleaning as good, or is it
Well, first of all, let's preface, if the ductwork is the right size for the system.
That's correct, yeah. So whenever we go in to look at a system replacement, we always look at the ductwork.
Okay.
And because, there's not a lot of times people say, I'm hot in my home and particular spaces of the home are not really getting airflow. Can we get a larger system, right? Okay. That's usually what people say, right? And so, yeah, we can put as large a system as you want in your home, but you're only going to get the air the ductwork is designed for. Right. So it doesn't matter how big your system is, whatever the sizing of your ductwork is going to be the size of the amount of air you're going to get inside your home.
Straw.
Yeah.
It's the straw analogy.
Exactly right. Exactly
you're only going to pull so much through that straw.
Exactly right. Yeah. So as far as the whole home performance that we talk about, we look at the whole home performance. Hey, where are the hot and cold spots of the home? Are there any problems there?
Okay.
Does it seem like it gets down to temperature on the hot days? Does it not get down to temperature? And so in turn, when we do that, we look and measure the ductwork. We do calculations on that to see exactly how much air is being distributed throughout the home.
Wow.
And then from there, it might be to where, your ductwork is undersized for your home, or it could be oversized for your home. And so,
really?
And that's when we go in and we say, okay, well, here's the right calculations for the home. And so we actually design and engineer that out for every time we do an installation.
Are you thinking of selling your home?
With our exclusive Elevate package, we combine over 50 years of experience, cutting-edge data analytics, our unique marketing strategies, and our extensive network to help your home rise above the rest,
while maximizing your sales price and minimizing the time on the market.
So contact the David Dale team today to learn more.
Well, can I ask a question? A personal question?
Sure.
So we have an issue with the top of the house doesn't cool down. We're nice and cool at the bottom, but it's hot upstairs. Could that be ductwork? Or is that just it needs two systems?
It could be ductwork. It could be that it's not balanced correctly. And so a lot of times we'd ask, well, is there a thermostat as well upstairs, or is it just one thermostat downstairs?
Just one for the whole house.
Okay, so it only knows.
Because it's only operating off of that thermostat, right?
So it only knows when to cut on whenever that thermostat tells it to cut on, right?
Got you.
So it doesn't know the temperature upstairs.
So that's why downstairs it might not be working, because where it's at in the hall.
So how do you fix that? Just put another thermostat upstairs? Is it that
simple? You put another thermostat upstairs, but that's what we call maybe a zone system, to where we go in and we zone out with dampers, right? And that thermostat is connected to the dampers, which goes back to the system. So if the downstairs achieves temperature, well, the upstairs thermostat would say, hey, no, I'm still hot, right? Yeah. So it's going to continue to run, but it's going to put dampers in the ductwork, so it's not going to overcool the downstairs.
Got it.
So it's not going to send air downstairs, we'll just send air upstairs.
That's a very smart system.
That is a smart system.
Yep.
Wow.
And that can be added to any system.
Oh, it can be.
Existing system with some duct, redesigning of some duct.
Ductwork.
Yeah.
Well, you may have just picked up
another job. So we also have people that ask us about cleaning ductwork, right? Is that helpful with allergies and in the
Because I imagine when you're talking like we just sold a 1978 house.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
which is newer than my house.
Wow. You got a nice house. I just think, imagine if that ductwork hasn't been changed. Like, what does that ductwork look like?
Right. Yeah. If the ductwork hadn't been changed, cleaning ductwork is one of those things where we get a lot of calls about cleaning ductwork, and we do clean ductwork. We've invested in some really nice duct cleaning machines that we continue to clean and maintain to where they can go out and do what they need to do whenever we bring them on site. Yeah. But the number one question I always ask people is why? Why do you feel like you need your ducts cleaned, right? And it'll be like, well, I don't know, they haven't been cleaned, right? Or I'm having allergy problems, right? And so, what duct cleaning does is it's a vacuum, right? Okay. So it's just going to vacuum what's inside of your ducts. It's not going to do anything for indoor air quality, so to speak.
Okay.
And if it's caked on.
If it's caked on, and a lot of times ductwork, not all ductwork can be cleaned because it's older ductwork. When we send our machines through there, it could tear the ductwork up, right? And not.
What is most of the older ductwork? What are the materials used?
So that's a great question, because we do see a lot of fibrous ductboard trunk lines in our area, whereas a lot of folks from up north might be used to metal.
Yeah,
right?
that's what we had.
The big metal ones.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And those will last a long time,
Yeah.
right? Well, if we send our duct cleaning machine through a fibrous ductboard, right, over time, that ductboard, when it's put together with tape and mastic and seals, those break down in the attic with attic temperature and heat.
Yeah.
When we send our machine through there, it can make those fibrous inside that ductboard fibrous, and it can make it actually worse.
Oh, wow.
And tear that up, and then we stir up fiberglass essentially in the airstream that's going through.
And now that's
that's not good.
They're bringing that in. So you got to be careful with that, and it's really an educational thing of the answering the question why.
Yeah.
You know, if we've done some recent remodel work or whatever the case is, then maybe we have some debris inside that ductwork that we can get out. But for an indoor air quality standpoint, you know, not all the times duct cleaning is the best solution. We have other solutions that could be better for that, with duct fogging or duct sanitation.
What is that? Do you mind sharing that?
Sure. Yeah.
Because I didn't know that there was anything other than duct cleaning, and I thought that would clean the air.
I saw one though, they use like chemicals or something.
It's basically a fog.
fogging?
The way you think about it is a fogging. So we send a fogging solution through the duct stream.
Okay.
We turn the blower on, and we have a fogging machine where we send a fogging chemical through there, which is not harmful debris. It kind of smells like a doctor's office for a couple days.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it kills off any mildew or biological growth that may be inside of that ductwork.
Okay.
And it kills it, not allow it to keep spreading. Kills off any germs that might be inside of there. And actually, it's a lot less expensive than a whole home duct cleaning to do. And we do that in a lot of doctors' offices here locally. We'll go around every couple months and do that. We do it in the schools a lot as well. And so it's a good practice to do to keep the home sterilized and
So
clean.
if you had a fibrous system, it would be okay with
You
that?
could send that through there in
Yeah.
a fibrous ductboard system, and really duct systems aren't designed that way anymore. So
I was going to say, what
Yeah.
are the material, like, how do they do it now? Because we do a lot of new construction, and I see it, but I still can't tell you exactly what it is. So what are they putting in nowadays?
Well, you know, I can't speak for every company, but we use metal pipe for our trunk lines. Is what we use, and then we use a heavy insulated flex for our supplies. And returns. So we use that, unless the customer wants all metal, and we do that as well. And so it just depends on, again, what the customer.
Do you think metal's more advantageous then?
Metal is more. I believe metal is something that's going to last a little bit longer. It's easier to keep clean. It's easier.
What about in the humidity and the moisture?
Does it rust?
Rust and all that. Does it?
Yeah, well, it can. You know, it definitely can. It depends on where your home is located. A lot of homes on the beach, you know, they get a lot more. You know, if they're underneath the home in a crawl space environment, then it's going to not last as long as it might be in a climate-controlled attic. And what I mean by that is with spray foam insulation, or something along those lines, or if it's in a insulated atmosphere, then it's going to last a lot longer because it's not going to condensate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
So you were talking about fogging, and there was something else that you mentioned for cleaning the ducts.
With the UV or the filtration.
Okay, the filtration. Okay.
Yep.
Wow, that's fascinating. Thank you.
All of this is really bad.
Didn't expect to go down the duct today.
What's crazy is your company, like, you offer a wide array of services, but we're just parked right now in just this one.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is pretty deep and wide.
Well, it's like I tell our technicians when they're out there. You know, it's our job to stay up to date on what's involved in our industry, and people rely on us. You know, and we take it very seriously to go out and really learn. You know what the homeowners' needs are, and their, you know, what they need for their home, and what's going to be best for them moving forward, and their allergies or indoor air quality, because there's no sunshine inside of our homes. You know, that's going to kill that off. So people are spending a lot more time in their homes as of recent, or especially during the COVID times. And that's what really led to that education for us to do inside those homes. So
you have a showroom too, right?
We do. We
and
do.
that's people can go there and actually you break this all down for them?
Yep, we almost call it an educational center.
I love that.
Yeah, that's much better.
And where's it located?
It's in Bluffton. We have a 6,000 square foot facility in Bluffton that we operate out of, and we actually we have systems in our showroom or educational center, whatever you want to call it. I like to refer to it as an educational center.
Like
Yeah, I like that too.
You know, but we have all those products out there and detailed on what they do and address certain needs.
Yeah.
And so we always have somebody there too to walk them through that process. And
I love it.
they can just walk through and spend as much time there as they want and ask as many questions as they want anytime. And we love to answer any of those questions. And,
Well,
and talk to
it's funny. I almost feel like for us as real estate agents, it's almost something we should offer.
It's an education.
Is to say, hey, if you want to know a little more, especially because people come in, they do so much heavy research. Because as you know, it's probably 45 to 75 is the average age.
Sure.
And so they're doing heavy research.
Yep.
And
As they should, yeah.
and they're coming from all these areas where this is all new.
Sure.
You're like, the way you did it in Wisconsin is not going to be the way you do it
it's
in
going
the
to be very
Lowcountry.
And I don't know that you want me to be a heating and air conditioner contractor in Wisconsin.
Right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's done different there.
100%.
You
Yeah.
know? I do enjoy getting on the phone sometimes with clients and say, well, this is my guy back home, you know,
Yes.
and I'll talk to them on the phone and they say, man, I think you just need to listen to him because
It's very different.
It's different. It's different there than what it is here.
Well, and it really is.
You know?
And everything about it. I remember when we first moved here, just even doing real estate, I said the first month, I said, this is way different than Charlotte.
It is. Yeah.
It's only 3.5 hours north, I'm like, this is a very different place.
It is. It is. We have a lot of people on Hilton Head. Sometimes they refer to their indoor unit as a furnace.
Yes.
Well, we don't have furnaces in Hilton Head.
Oh, okay.
Okay, can we pause that for a
Okay,
second?
yeah.
Because I did want to ask you, like, for someone who has been in a house 5 to 10 years, roughly, right? What are some red flags that they need to know about when it's time to either upgrade or if it major repair? So how would you know? And then we'll come back to the furnace question.
Yeah, that's a great question, and we try to coach that process along while we're there. And it really depends. We tell people we can keep air conditioner systems going as long as you want to see us. Right?
Okay.
How much do you want to see us? How often do you want to see us? How much money do you want to keep investing into this particular system that you may or may not have?
Okay.
I'll tell you that the average life of a heating and air system in Hilton Head is about 8 to 12 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? And so our goal is to get you to the 12 years. But if we happen to come across a big repair on year 7, 8, 9, then that's just a decision on, hey, what's the long-term plans for the home, right? Do you plan on being here another 10, 12 years? Do you not? Right? And so.
And if they plan on selling.
If they plan on selling.
That's a big advantage.
It is
exactly
huge.
Say,
Yeah.
hey, it's worth the investment because now when you're competing against somebody, right?
Yep.
And they're looking and saying, well, your roof's new, your HVAC's new, theirs is 15 years old, their HVAC is 10 years old. Yep. They're going to look and go, that's greater value over
Right.
You know what I mean? If the homes are essentially the same.
Right.
Does it make sense?
It makes totally sense. And we deal with that often. And the easy rule of thumb that I would recommend everybody is you take the year of the system and times it by the price of the repair. That's how we recommend doing it. If it's a 5-year-old system and it's a $200 repair, well, that's $1,000. Well, the system is way more than $1,000. Do the repair, right?
Okay,
If it's a 8-year-old system and it's $2,000, well, that's $16,000. You might want to look at just doing a replacement on that.
That's
right?
a great formula. That's a really good formula.
Very easy, off the cuff formula that you can use.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
All right, go to your furnace question.
Well, no, I want to talk about this because I feel like when the term HVAC, right?
Yeah.
It's but most people don't understand, because you have many split systems, you have components of the, what's that thing outside that's blowing? What's that thing up in my attic?
Yeah.
What's that thing sitting on the wall that's blowing that's connected? And when I'm out showing houses, I'm trying to explain that, but I think it'd be good from an expert to explain what are all the components. What's a heat pump versus a furnace? Explain to them what we have here and what are they looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's very few people that will actually have a furnace on Hilton Head because there's no natural gas in Hilton Head, right?
And you need gas.
You need gas for a furnace.
Yep.
Now
in Bluffton, is it different?
Bluffton is different, but most of our area is heat pumps. You know,
Okay.
Sun City is all furnaces because they piped in gas lines in Sun City. Rose Hill has some furnaces in there.
And the way you know, I'm sorry to interrupt, but when you go into the garage, or because that's usually where they're at in Sun City, we do a ton of business in Sun City. You see the gas line in, right? That's how you know it's burning gas. That's where you're getting your heat
That's
from.
a great way to look at it. And you also see the big flue coming out of it.
Yes,
right?
because it has to exhaust it.
Yep. You see the flue coming out of it. And you also will notice that the coil on a furnace is what we call a case coil, and it's outside of the furnace, right? So you'll have basically two boxes that are kind of pushed together on a furnace, essentially, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Whereas an air handler, they're all in one. So it's all, the coil is inside of the air handler
That's
cabinet.
Okay.
what we have.
Yep, that's what you would, because you're right here in Hilton Head Plantation.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So you just threw in a new word that I don't understand. So heat pump, air handler, two different things?
Heat pump and air handler are two different things, and those two typically go together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's hey, stick around
Stick
right
with
here.
us.
You know what's so funny? You know, we're in the business. We've owned I don't know,
multiple
10
properties.
homes.
Sure.
This is stuff you don't really know or
Right.
really
And
fully
for this
understand.
area- Yes.
Okay, help us out. Just break it down for people. What do they have?
So furnace is not here a lot here in Hilton Head.
Not a lot of, well, I've seen a few, and the only way they're run in Hilton Head is if you have propane,
Yes.
Okay.
which is not efficient.
No.
So very few furnaces. I think over I've been doing this for over 20 years in Hilton Head, the heating and air world, and I may have replaced maybe 5 or 10 furnaces in Hilton Head.
Yeah. So they're all heat pumps.
All heat pumps and air handlers.
And air handlers. So
two
explain how a
separate
heat
things.
pump works, and it's all electric, right? So
Yep.
you're
So
plugged
the heat pump's outside, the air handler's inside.
Okay.
Right? The air handler has a coil inside blower, and then you have a refrigeration line that's connected to the outdoor unit, which would be
And that's
the heat
what's
pump.
blowing. That's what you hear.
That's what you hear outside your house.
Yep.
The heat pump, and then so you have a refrigeration line that's connected outside, and you have a suction line. So you have two. You have a refrigeration line and a suction line. They're typically right there together. Tie into the outdoor heat pump, and then you have the compressor that pumps the refrigerant back and forth up to the air handler And so if we need heating or cooling, we have a reversing valve in the outdoor unit that says, no, I need heating, so it switches and goes the opposite way.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
And
That's wild.
So that's what happens. So we see condensation in the indoor unit during the summertime when we're running air conditioning.
Which is that drip line we talked about
right,
earlier.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
And then when you're in heating, you see condensation at the outdoor unit. So
Which is you see it.
which you
there's
see the
a
water,
pan and,
the water around
underneath.
the outdoor unit.
Yep.
Around in the wintertime.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
because the coils outside now are condensing, and you have a defrost board in there, which is keeping them from getting frozen up. So the defrost kicks in, and then the condensation comes off the coils on the outdoor unit.
Wow. I did not know that's how
That's
that
awesome.
worked. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how that works.
Okay.
Whereas if you had a furnace and a straight air conditioner, well, the air conditioner is not doing anything. Your outdoor unit's doing nothing during the heating season.
Yeah.
So a lot of times if you go up north, you see people that will put a tarp over their outdoor unit, right? Because they want it covered in snow or whatever the case is. Because it's not an operation. The only thing that's operation is your furnace inside.
Which is inside
Exactly.
the house.
Which is inside the house.
So, which is why, and this is for you who are out there, you're going to come in, if you're looking in the active adult communities, especially Sun City, you'll read sometimes the air conditioner was replaced last year.
That's right.
Not the
Not the
furnace.
furnace.
Well, wait a minute. Why is and explain that? Because that's
Absolutely. We do that because furnaces can last a little bit longer, right? Because they're not in operation, as much as what an air handler cabinet might be.
Correct.
So a lot of people will say, "Man, my furnace up north lasted 20 years. Why is this one only lasting 10?" Right? Because it's running every day of the year for your heating and your cooling.
Yep.
Whereas your furnace is not.
Yep.
Right. And so one thing that I would recommend for folks if they say their air conditioner has been replaced. Well, is the coil been replaced, which is attached to the furnace, right? Because that's what actually comes together for your cooling.
And I've heard that too, to where we've had inspections where they're like, yeah, that has been replaced, but it's actually not working because the way they did it, it wasn't efficient.
Yes.
And they were saying that you actually kind of need the whole system.
Yep.
Well,
whenever the air conditioner
patchwork
replaced,
job.
right? Yeah, I always recommend replacing the coil.
The coil,
the evaporator coil, their case coil on the furnace,
Yeah.
whenever the air conditioner is replaced, because those two work together.
Got it.
They got to sing together in harmony.
Yeah.
Yes. To make it work.
Ebony and ivory, baby.
You know, that's right. That's right. That's exactly right.
You're old enough.
I was going to say, you're showing your ages young.
I know. Well, he's a little younger than I am.
Well, I appreciate. I was
But
asking
you'll
my son the
remember
other day. You know, but Dad, I don't know. You might shave 10 years. I was like, oh, 10 years younger than my real age. It's like, I don't know, Dad. Maybe 3. I'm like, well, I'll take it.
Okay.
Whatever I can get.
Anything
I'll
at this
take it.
point.
I'll take it.
Oh my
No, that's
gosh.
right. Now, also, if we can jump to mini split systems,
Yes,
because that's a very common thing down here, especially if you have room additions or out here.
Well, it's coming up north too. We see actually more mini split ductless systems up north. You know,
I actually think those are probably. I love those. I almost think.
I think they're great.
Probably the most efficient thing to do.
I think they're great. Absolutely, because you talk about allergies. Well, guess what? They don't have any ductwork.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let's explain to people that don't
What is a
know
mini
what is a
split?
mini
And by the way,
system.
when we do this, we'll on the video side. If you're listening on the audio, go to YouTube. You know, the video we'll try to include some overlays of this so that people, as we're talking, they can see it up on the screen.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I've actually done a whole house, a new construction house in Sea Pines with nothing but ductless units.
Oh, wow.
It was the first one we did.
Wow.
I think in Europe that's how they do it.
That's exactly right. And they do it there because, you know, older homes, you can't get ductwork in there, right?
Because it's so tiny. And
older homes and, the cylinder blocks and everything, you can't, they weren't designed to have heating and air conditioning in them,
That's true.
You go to the Caribbean and you see that. Well, a lot of times it's because you don't want the ductwork debris and all these islands down there, and it's hard to get and it's expensive. And so, the ductless units are very nice. They don't allow for the stuff to get built up in the ductwork like we were just talking about. For indoor air quality, and that's the reason why we did this one house in the Sea Pines. Was they had some allergy concerns really bad in the home for the homeowners that were there, and moving here where things can get nasty inside that ductwork, they didn't want it. They wanted the cleanest air they could have, and that's what we did. So and now you can put 3, 4, 5 heads on one outdoor unit. So we can have one outdoor unit.
Mean? What does that mean?
So it means that if we have a couple bedrooms that we want to heat and cool, then we just put a ductless mini split head in each of the bedrooms.
And that's where it's coming in and blowing and heating and cooling.
That's
so
correct.
it's pulling the air from the outside, cooling it, and then pushing it in.
It's taking the air, whatever's in that home, and inside that space.
Okay.
And then it's conditioning because it has coils inside of that mini split head, right?
Okay.
And that's what is conditioning the air before it sends it back out. But yes, your outdoor unit is what's also doing it's working together as well.
Remember Dashley?
Yeah.
His room?
No, I remember the system. I was just trying to figure out. You said there's an outdoor system and then a head,
that's
so
what I
all
was
that
saying.
it all comes
It
to
works
that
the same.
system.
It works the same.
You remember outside next to the house by the fence there was two units. Yeah, the smaller one. It was a smaller one. Yeah. But it was that's what you're talking about.
They're extremely efficient. They work on inverter technology. Most of them do, which ramp up and ramp down. So really, if you have talk about temperature concerns on one room versus the other room, well, you each one has its own temperature control. Yeah. So if one room, if you have a guest suite that you have guests in and they want their temperature at 70 degrees and the other guest wants theirs at 76 degrees, well, then both of those bedrooms are going to be operated at that temperature.
Yeah. Now, as far as I'm curious, too, for new construction, especially if you're doing custom, right, and you have this choice, is it, cost-wise, is it exorbitantly different?
I was going to ask that.
Because, like, if you were to build and say, hey, I like the idea of that, is somebody going to spend 50% more, 75% more? It's
going to be very close.
Okay.
So it's going to be very close because you avoid the ductwork costs.
Got it.
That makes sense.
I got it. Okay.
You avoid the ductwork costs. And
do those systems last longer? Are they about the same?
Probably about the same amount of time as what you could probably expect.
Okay.
The nice part is, if something goes wrong with the indoor component, a lot of times you can just replace the whole head there.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep.
And you got a brand new component right there inside.
You didn't have to do it all.
Yeah, you're not putting a lot of different pieces and parts and components.
Yeah.
That's trying to conserve, do the whole home. It's just that one room. And as far as a replacement stance, they are less expensive than a whole home heat pump air handler, combo situation.
You know,
That's a
it's so
great
funny.
solution. I would never have thought of that.
I'm sitting here thinking, I hope somebody's enjoying this content because I'm sitting there like, I'm very fascinated by all this, right? You know,
so the cool thing is with those two we've done recently is we actually, I know you're an Ohio State fan, we've wrapped them. We actually use a wrap that we can wrap the head, the component on the wall, Ohio State or wrap it to wherever you want it to be.
Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia Bulldogs is for me. Sometimes customers have done the color of their wall, so it blends in right with the wall.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Or
That's a
done
great
any kind
idea.
of design that they want to do.
Or Real Talk.
Or Real Talk.
Summit Services.
Or Summit Services. Yeah, that's exactly right.
The world is your oyster.
Yes, anything you can think of.
I like it.
Anything you can think of, which is a really neat option too, that we've done.
Wow.
Some man caves
You're
and
right.
that sort of thing.
Okay.
Excuse
He's
me.
got so excited over
I know.
He's like,
He's gone in
he
the
is
wrong.
so excited. You're not the first one that's gotten that excited when we brought that up.
I'm literally, we've had a lot of guests. And I'm
It's
literally
small.
like, as you're talking, maybe it's just because what we do for real estate.
Yeah.
And, I have these conversations.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's like, to me, it's like this is really important stuff to
It
know
is
and
for
understand and to break
homes.
down.
It is.
'Cause we all own these homes and there's so much stuff in it. You're just happy you got a house, right? But the components of it, what's making it, and this is like to your point, like one of the most fundamental, key pieces of your house. Your roof, your mechanicals. I mean,
It is.
This
It
is what
is.
makes your home.
There's so many homeowners that we get, and they don't know there's a component in their attic. They know there's a thermostat on the wall, and that's it. Right?
But they don't know to go upstairs and look. They don't even care.
They don't even care, right? They're exactly right.
Yeah, well, when I look, I'm with buyers all the time.
Sure.
Right? We have hundreds of buyers a year that contact us. They come in, we do tours. They kind of see the furnace, and it's okay. And then,
Right. It's not fancy, right? It's not something that they. Yes, that is so key to keeping your home as pretty and beautiful as it is, right? Especially with
It's comfortable,
it's
especially
comfortable
here.
and where you need, where you want to be, and then you see all these beautiful hardwood floors and the
is it granite or quartz?
Yeah, exactly. But the hardwood floors are being protected by your heating and air, or your bookcases and all your pictures and all your belongings, all the things that you kept for all these years, your whole life that you hold close to your heart.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't have great heating and cooling in there, those things could go to trash real quickly.
That's really 100% right.
Quickly.
So something to think about. That a lot of people don't.
Yeah, no, I love it. Well, that was good. That was good stuff.
So.
We are.
Thank you.
Oh my
I
God.
feel like
right.
it's been 15.
Well, what's funny is,
That's how quick it
listen,
goes.
if you're listening, you're watching, we have a little announcement to make here at the end of this, because Kevin's going to be a regular here.
I wanted
Which
to
I'm
ask
super excited about.
I am too.
We'll get there. Hold on, boys. Hold it.
Hold
Hold it. We have a big announcement.
Yeah.
I want to talk new smart technology.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know there's like variable speed fans, communicating thermostats. How do these innovations help a homeowner with comfort?
Yeah. Well, so we can talk about variable speed, and inverter technology, which is kind of where, if you're anything like me, I know not much about computers, but when I go buy a new computer, I say, what's the latest new chip, right?
Yeah.
What's the latest? The latest? What's the latest? What's the newest technology? Because I don't want to buy something that I'm that's outdated, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, inverter technology is kind of the newer technology in our industry. It's been out for quite some time, but not as prevalent and as popular as it is now, because that's where everything's moving forward to.
Okay.
And essentially what I like to refer to that as in variable speed blowers, because that's your indoor unit.
Okay.
Is I always use the beach as an example. When you get off the beach and your car is 115 degrees and you're sweating, and you get in your car and you turn it on and you put 72 degrees in there and you're driving, the air comes out full blast, but as you're driving for 20, 30 minutes, you notice that the airspeed starts to calm down,
Okay.
and it's maintained, right?
Okay.
And that's what this technology is, right? So you might refer to a standard blower as high, medium, and low, and it's high, it's full blast until it's off,
Okay.
right? Whereas this will more of a comfort type situation to where you don't even realize that it's on anymore as you're driving.
Okay.
And that's the kind of the difference with, a variable speed blower versus a standard type blower.
Okay.
The inverter.
What's the benefit of that?
Well, comfort.
You just don't have to mess with it.
Yeah,
it just
comfort.
sorts
Right,
itself out.
exactly right.
Okay.
And a lot of times you don't feel this huge breeze coming across your head if you're sitting, in your couch on a Sunday watching football games and you have a vent that's above you that's just blowing down on you hard all the time.
All the time. There's one that you can just you walk right by it and you can just literally feel it.
So it doesn't have a variable speed.
So variable speed would essentially, once the home achieves the temperature, think of your home like a refrigerator.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't need 100% air all the time on while we're in the home, right? So unless we're having a dinner party or filling up the kitchen during the holidays, then we need it. Hey, we want you full blast.
Yeah.
Well, it notices that, right? So this smart technology figures that out.
Okay.
Without you having to do anything. Your thermostat sense it. So it will know your humidity inside of your home as well. So it might run a longer cycle to pull more moisture out of the home. So that's a cool feature.
That's really neat.
Because it's like, hey, I noticed our humidity is a little higher right here, so I'm gonna ramp down in speed, run longer to pull more moisture out.
Yeah.
Versus on and off, right?
Yeah.
And so that's that technology inside, and it can run in stages with the outdoor unit being an inverter compressor.
Yeah.
What that will do is it will run from anywhere from 20% all the way up to 100%. Versus 100% on, 100% off.
Right.
Right? So it can ramp down. So if your home's sized for a certain tonnage.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, that's the other thing. Talk about that, because the
Then
square
finish
footage
this,
on
and
the
then we'll
tonnage,
talk about
I want you to
tonnage.
talk about that.
Sure,
Yeah.
and this will kind of lead into that, whereas not every home needs the tonnage that they have. Because it might just be two of you inside the home. Well, systems are designed for max capacity on the hottest day of the year, right? Well, we don't need that all the time.
Yeah.
So on a March afternoon, or if it's just the two of you sitting inside the home, well, we don't need maybe 4 tons of air. Maybe we just need 2 tons of air.
Yeah.
Well, then it knows that we only need 2, and it can ramp down to just 2 tons of air.
Wow.
Run at longer cycle at a lower speed.
So like an 1,800 square foot home, like we have a 5-ton unit.
Yep.
Okay.
With 2,900 square feet. So it's probably appropriate.
Yep.
So you get people, sometimes they overkill. So they have a 1,800 square foot home and they want a 4 or 5 ton unit.
Right, and that goes back to the ductwork, right?
Right.
Yes.
So if the ductwork's not designed for a 5-ton system.
Yeah.
You're only going to get, and you got 2 tons of ductwork, you're only going to get 2 tons of air, so it doesn't matter.
Period. You can have a 6-ton unit.
You can have whatever you want. You're only going to get 2 tons of air.
But that's what you kind of specialize in with your business,
That's exactly right.
Coming in and make sure it's right sized.
That's right. It's sized appropriately.
Sized appropriately.
And I feel like, and I want to just say this because we're friends with Kevin. Kevin's coach our son in baseball. We play a lot of baseball together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So watch a lot of football together. Even though
Unfortunately,
he's a Georgia
it's
guy,
Georgia. No
he's a good
offense to Georgia.
guy. All right.
Hopefully we get to watch a good game together very soon.
But what I appreciate about you, and what I would encourage anybody who's, if you're local or you're coming into town, you need somebody, call Kevin to have you come out, because when we first moved here, and I'm going to tell a little story, we had something was not right. The house wasn't cooling off, right?
Yeah.
So I just called the first company, the mailer, that you get, right? And it's a big name. You would know who they are. I'm not going to bash them, but they came out and they sent 3 people out. 2 people went upstairs, worked on everything. Somebody came down, was sort of, doing what they do, building trust, communicate with me, all that, talking to me. And then they came down, they did a huddle, and then she comes over to me and she has this whole thing, and she's like, well, listen, your system, it's something's wrong with it, blah, blah, blah. We need to replace it. And she gave me a quote. It was like $23,000, right?
Jeez.
I know. Right?
Yeah. And this was,
I was like
5 years ago.
Take me to dinner first?
Well, the unit was only 2.5 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. Okay, well, let me think about it. So I called a friend of ours. So again, we're new here.
Yeah.
So I called somebody else. I said, hey, listen, I just got this quote. Do you know anybody else? He's like, yeah, give my buddy a call. So I called him up. I didn't tell him that I had somebody say, hey, I got something going on. He came over. It was just him, one guy, and he's just a mom and pop guy. He moved here from New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's what he did up there. He's doing it down here. He's a good dude. You would love him, actually.
Yep. I probably know him.
You probably do.
You guys should collaborate. Because, he goes upstairs. He comes downstairs. He's a great dude. He's like, man, I just got to tell you, that's a Cadillac. I said, what? He goes, that's one of the nicest systems I've ever seen in a house.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that thing is so awesome. I was like, really? I was like, well, what's wrong? He's like, oh, you need some Freon, man.
Right. Yep.
$300 later.
Yep.
So that was my first lesson, which was like, getting to know you and getting to know people, because I want to get to your backstory a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
You've grown up here.
Yeah.
You're an islander. You are through and through a low country person. And one thing about low country people is you take care of people.
Yes.
You take care of your own.
Yes.
And that's your heart. That's how you built your business. And I know that had I got you that first time, I wouldn't have got that first.
Yeah.
Hey,
quote.
replace your whole system.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so I want to, just kind of throw that out there for people, because it matters having somebody who's going to educate you, break it down for you, tell you the truth about what you have, what your options are.
Absolutely, yeah. Education's everything, and that's why I created Summit. And it's ultimately it's your home, it's your decision. We want to give you as many options as you can have, that we know to give you, and then let you make whatever decision you want. And that's one thing that led me to Summit. One is, I created Summit really. I created it for a few different reasons, but mostly was for the employees. And because I worked at a place for a number of years that what you just said wasn't what I agreed with. And these are our neighbors, these are our family. This is where we've grown up. This is where I'll live forever. And I just said there's got to be a better way, and I couldn't do that every day. And so that's what created Summit ultimately. And I always tell everybody that comes to work at Summit is if there's ever a day that you're unhappy coming to work here, is that I want to know about it immediately, because we want to change it. I want to be the first one. So my office is always open, and the conversations of the employees and making it a great environment for people who want to come to work every day. Because we spend a lot of time together, and if we're not happy doing what we're doing every day, then what are we doing?
And you would say that's to your clients as well, right?
Absolutely.
If you're not happy, come and talk to me.
Come and talk to me.
Yeah. I want to hear about it. How do I improve?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because we do 100% guarantee on everything that we do, and I marked that on there. Call me personally, because holy smokes, I want to make it 100% right, because I always put myself in your shoes.
Yes.
How would I want to be treated? And what is right and what is wrong? And that's what I always tell our guys in the field. What is right and what is wrong? There's two ways we can go. And there's really nowhere in between.
I heard a saying today on somebody that said, doing what is right is never wrong.
Yeah. You do what's right every day, and you go home and you look at yourself, and then you did what's right every day, then you're good. And so that's what we strive for, and that's what we put. And when things come up in homes, and what should be fixed, we always say, hey, what should we have done? Why did this happen in the first place? Right? Let's look at what happened. Did we do it right in the beginning? Did we not do it right in the beginning? And we get down to it, and I put my detective mask on, and I figure it out, and whatever's right was right. Whatever's wrong is wrong. And if it's wrong, then guarantee we're going to fix it. And so that is one thing that we've always, and I can tell you that we have not always done everything right, because nobody does. But I can guarantee you we're going to fix it. And if we haven't done something right, it will be fixed. And that, no matter what it takes, we will make it right.
I love it.
I love it.
Well, and I absolutely love it, and I think that's why we're going to be great as partners, and we love having you here. Real Talk at Home.
Real Talk at Home, right? And that's what we have,
So I just wanted our audience to know you're not only doing heating and cooling, but you also have electrical and pools.
We do.
So can we
all of that?
But can we touch slightly on that?
Electrical, pools. So it's HVAC, electrical, pools. Right?
Yes. And I'm better at swimming in pools than I am working on pools. I'll tell you that right off the bat.
So do you?
But you don't build pools or install pools.
That's what I was going to ask. What do you do with pools? So, what do you do with that?
We created a pool division because we surveyed a lot of our customers, and they couldn't find anybody to clean their pools right. And we're always looking for somebody to clean their pools. And the guy that that cleaned the pool at my house was a great guy, and he wanted an opportunity. And and I believe in people that want opportunities. And so I said, you know what? We did a survey, and we found out that about 30% of our customers had pools.
Yep.
And so I said, well, why don't we just start add that on as a division of Summit? And that's what we did, and brought him on board and to run that division. And we've done a great job with that, to where now we do everything but dig the hole and build a new pool. But we resurface pools. We take care of the whole equipment pad, because heat pumps are on equipment pad to keep pools warm, so we were having to go service those anyway.
Yep.
So we take care of the whole equipment pad. We do weekly cleanings on pools, which has worked out very well, and people kind of package that all into our program.
And pools, if you're you're researching the area, you're coming to an area where pools are like a very big part of, like, a lot of places up north, especially, nobody has a pool. Why would you?
No.
Pools, boats, and motorcycles.
Yeah, and we don't close pools here. Pools are open year round.
All the time.
We're in our pool at our home in January.
Yep. Our kids are over there every Saturday. We come over and watch football.
Kids are in the pool, right? Exactly.
And he has a heater in his pool, so the electrical part's covered.
Yes.
So you got the pool section. Now, what about? And this is another thing. Electrical is very big here.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize that. Because you get in some of these systems, these electrical boxes, there's a lot of issues going on.
Sure.
Also, people want to have, hey, I want can lights here, and I want this, and, they want, maybe a plug up high for a television set instead of, things like that. So do you do all that too, or?
We do. We acquired Semino Electric about 2 years ago. Pat Semino, he had Semino Electric for over 30 years here locally, and met Pat. I've known his family for many years, but on a job site a couple of years ago, and knew where Summit was going, and kind of where we created Summit Services for a reason at the beginning, because we wanted to do more than one thing. He said, you have a long way still in front of you, and you love what you're doing, and he wanted to spend more time on his boat, and was done doing electric work, and so we took that task on of acquiring his company there, Semino Electric, and we brought over his employees and everybody involved, and so that's what we're doing now. We're basically, servicing homes. We're doing anything from new construction, storage facilities, to installing just a can light in your home, or hanging a TV or a ceiling fan.
See, that's huge, because we get a lot of folks.
Yeah.
The builders kind of limit things. They need a lot of aftermarket stuff after they move in. So, number one thing is usually putting in lights.
Sure.
And all that stuff.
Yep.
So that's good to know.
Yeah, we're changing out, can lights to LED lights right now.
Okay, that's a big thing right now, isn't it?
It's a huge thing, and it saves. Talk about energy consumption. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We see a lot of that. We see, there's so many ways we can correct. We have so much to talk about that we can correct, homes with, growth on the ceilings that we see because of the hot air and the hot bulbs that are producing a huge, some of the bulbs are 120, 140 degrees, whereas an LED you can put your hand on, right? And so we're not producing that extra heat load inside the home.
These lights in our studio here. Sure. I used to have, they called them cowboy lights, and they were the old incandescent. And if we were sitting in here this long, we'd all be sweating right now. And these are all LEDs.
We're having a suntan.
Right? Like a tanning bed.
So can I ask one question, one tip? Because I know we've given our viewers a lot of tips, but just an electrical red flag homeowners often ignore. Maybe something that's small that could be dangerous. Could you name any of those just quickly?
The breaker panel. Right.
Okay.
A lot of the homes are built, like my home was built in '72. A lot of the breaker panels have never been upgraded.
Okay.
Right. And so, one of the biggest causes of home fires is through your electrical panel there. Right. We can go in and do a safety inspection on your electrical panel. We can see how much amperage a lot of these breakers are pulling in and out. And so sometimes we can also eliminate failures. We notice one's getting weak, right? We can go ahead and take care of that, especially folks that leave their homes for a long period of time, don't realize that a panel a breaker is going bad, can cut out a refrigerator or what have you. to where a lot of these panels now even become smart panels. I know you mentioned that earlier.
No, what? Smart panels? What is that?
They can see on their phone what panel, what each breaker is doing. When one of them goes out.
Oh my gosh, on their phone.
On their phone. So what some are called wine cellars. Whatever it may be, they have thousands of dollars in wine. They got to make sure that thing's up and going at all times. They can see if a breaker is going bad. So we'll actually tell if it's green, yellow, or red on there, and so they can say, okay, well, I need to get that taken care of. So the electrical upgrades, as far as an electrical panel, is always nice, depending on how old it may be. LED lighting is something that we can reduce as well, as far as the electrical power load for your electrical bill.
Wow.
Another thing too to keep in mind, especially as realtors, is a lot of the systems now that are being installed require a different type of breaker than what maybe an older breaker may have, right? So they're pulling different energy consumption. So the older ones pulled a lot more, so it's a higher, heavier breaker. And so that's one of the biggest things that we see on a inspection report that comes across my desk. Well, it doesn't match up with what's on the panel of the HVAC unit, which is on the breaker panel, because a lot of heating and air contractors may or may not look at that when they're putting a new system in. So it's very important to look through that.
And see, these are things I want to. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Because if you're out there, especially if you're a homeowner locally and you're thinking about selling, because usually when people are thinking about selling, they're 5, 6, 7 months before they actually list their house, right? And I would say to you, these are things you need to call Kevin and Summit Services to come out and take a look at everything, because maybe you don't want to spend the money, but you have options for them to where they could do these upgrades which position them in the marketplace, because most homeowners don't think about competition, right? They just like, I want to list my house is worth, but you got to realize you're going to the dance. And there's other dance partners that you're competing against. So what are the things that you can do now we call it be offer ready. Right?
Love it.
You don't want to get the home inspection and say, oh, I need to fix this. You want to get the home inspection now and have somebody catch, oh, the breaker's not matching up. You know what? I need to call Kevin. Hey, something's up. My pool needs refinished. Oh, the HVAC, something's going on there. We need to do
drain
these
those lines
now, and you have a way to do it to where they may not even have to make a first payment, that by the time they get it to market, get it under contract, get it sold, that's all going to get taken care of, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And whether it's Summit or not, I would recommend just any kind of heating and air, electrical contractor, to have them come in, because somebody that's coming in and doing your inspection, they aren't looking at all these things all the time. They don't know the size of the duct work that we talked about earlier. They don't know some of the indoor air quality concerns that they may or may not have had, or what's going on there, if the system is sized appropriately. They just check the box, right? And so I would say, bring in your trusted, contractor, whether you live up north and you're thinking about selling to move down here, make sure you're having that done there as well. And so bringing in the trade for that particular thing that we may be looking for. So bring in your electrical contractor, your HVAC contractor, your pool contractor. Because that could save the deal.
Because during the inspection period, the due diligence period, that could be enough to trigger somebody to say no.
That's exactly right.
I'm going to walk away.
Gives them another reason to walk away, right?
100%.
And so if we can get that A+ on the report, that's what we want, right? And so we offer that. We offer that to come through, and any of our customers that are our homeowners that are on our 247 Club, we offer that as a free service.
The 247 Club?
247 Club is our membership. That's a membership of Summit, to where we come out to your home a couple times a year to do preventative maintenance work on your home. And so sometimes people say, well, what's the difference about your club versus the others? What I've heard so many years, right? And one thing that we do that's different is that during the with our homeowners that are part of our club, any repair that we do, we do a 3-year labor warranty on every repair that we do. Whereas most companies do not, right?
Oh, wow.
So for 3 years, if you have any repair, you're part of our club. For 3 years, anything that goes wrong with it, we fix it. We give you a 3-year labor warranty that goes along with it, 100%. Another part is...
Hold on. Repeat that. Because that is a very big deal. Tell them exactly what you do. That's awesome.
Exactly right.
I don't want to glaze over that, because that's a pretty big deal.
Most contractors do 0, maybe 90 days. We do 3 years. So any repair that we do, we guarantee for 3 years when you're part of our club. So if your system breaks down in the next 3 years after we do that repair, and if it was the repair that was caused that, we fix it, no charge to you for 3 years.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Which is great.
That's great.
And really, there's the investment for our club is like a bank, because anything you spend for our club, if it's $200 a year, well, in 10 years you got to replace your system. You have $2,000 to apply to your system.
Oh, no way!
You get that money back to you whenever you need to do a replacement.
credit.
As a credit.
Wow.
I love it.
Exactly right. So it comes back to you as a credit. So there's really, we hold on to it. We give it back to you, whatever the system is, that cost, whatever you've invested. If it's 3 years, whatever you spent for 3 years goes back towards you as a credit on your on a new system if you need that, and that will continue moving forward after that.
Now,
This is just one of the very many reasons you're going to make this announcement.
well, I don't want to do the announcement yet. I
Okay.
do want to do because I know it's longer. What do we got?
8:10.
What?
Or a minute to.
1:10. Okay, that's fine. So, hey, folks, stick with us because I want to do a quick pivot. I want to talk about, if you're ever watching this or you find this, typically you found it because you're looking at Hilton Head, or Bluffton. You're looking to move here, you're looking to relocate, or you're here and you're looking for something, to connect you to the island and the life. So we always like talking about the history, the people. You have a deep history, you and your family. Talk about growing up here. You left, you came back, you have a family.
Sure.
You brought them here, you're raising them here.
Yeah.
So yes, you're a business owner. We've gone through over that. Let's talk about Kevin and the Lowcountry.
And
What do you love about it? Well, just
Yeah, well, it's home, right? The smell whenever you go over the bridge after you're gone for a week, you're like, oh, it's home, I'm back home,
Yes.
right? And now my kids, I love hearing my kids say that too. Like, well, we're home, and that's a great feeling, right? But yes, I grew up here. It was
Hilton Head Plantation?
Hilton Head Plantation. Yep. Went to Hilton Head High School.
Wow.
Here, graduated from there, and it was much different than what it is now.
Have you seen the new one?
I have seen this amazing building that they're doing, and it's
Shaped
unbelievable.
like a wave?
It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. We're truly blessed for sure. But yes, love it. And it's funny that you still see people around this island that live and work here that you went to elementary school with, or middle school with, or high school with, right?
They leave and come back.
You usually see people leave and come back, right?
Yes.
And because everybody, I have a lot of people that leave that go on if they want to go on to college or whatever the case may be, and maybe start a job somewhere, and then they realize how much they miss this beautiful place we live.
Did you when you left? Was it your intention to come back, or were you like, I can't wait to get out of here and go see, or
I think when I left, it was one of those things. I went to the University of Georgia, so I was so excited to go there.
Yes.
I was ready to go to college at that point. But I think it's one of those things when you start thinking about where you want to raise your family and where you want those roots to be tied into and how special those are, because nobody really understands it until you're a part of it.
Amen.
What is it? So it's because there's going to be people who find this,
Sure.
who are on a quest. They're like looking. They've spent all these years waiting for the place, and they're like, where do I go? Do I go to Florida? Do I go to Gulf Shores, Alabama? Do I go to Wilmington?
Yeah.
What would you say to them about here? That when you say you don't know it until you know it.
Yeah, and I think that really it's about the person, the individual, what you want out of it, and the appreciation you may or may not have for it. I would say that's probably not for everybody. I can't imagine that, but there might be some that are not a part, because really anywhere you go, if it's a restaurant or the grocery store, you're going to see somebody that's going to say hello to you, and open the door for you or ask you how your day's doing, and you usually tend to kind of know people that are kind of concerned, that's here. Well, you always know somebody that does something that you may need that can help you out.
Yeah, 1,000% on that.
That's a necessity because we don't have a big job base.
Sure.
Well, and if your friend doesn't know it, somebody knows.
Somebody does.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Yep.
It's a community. That
community.
makes, and everyone keeps it within the community.
And they show up.
Yeah.
Like one time I was trying to change out my faucet, and
Oh Lord.
I busted a pipe.
Oh Lord.
I had water, and
Right.
you make a phone call and the guy's there,
Yeah.
No. Let me tell the full
Well, we don't
story.
have to tell the whole story.
No, hold on. Okay, yes.
This is part of the internet.
Our contractor.
Internet's forever.
We made a phone call. I'm on the phone with him. Like, what do we do? Our neighbor comes running out with the key that we needed to shut off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I wanted to add. We had no key. We didn't know we needed a key.
Right.
But he came running out. He saw us, and he came to help us. But that's typical,
but Will
right?
came over 20 minutes later.
He
and
did.
fixed it.
Thank God for Will.
on the
Thank
spot.
you, Will.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is so like there's. It's something different. It's different than where we've ever lived.
Yeah. You know, it was, even during Hurricane Matthew when that came through, it was, my driveway was cleared before I even got back.
Were you at your spot in Sea Pines?
I sure was.
Wow.
But I knew somebody knew that was my house. It was on Bobcat today and called me and said, "Hey, I got your driveway looking good for whenever you come out." And so
nice.
It's things like that you just show appreciation for. It's a small town feel, but we get the luxury of looking at beautiful water and the surroundings around us, and you're constantly can be in nature every day if you want. You can be on the golf course every day if you want. You can do what you want, and whatever makes you happy is.
Do your parents still live here?
My parents live out in Bluffton now.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're local though.
Local.
And your brother's here.
He is. Yeah. Hilton Plantation.
Yeah.
Yep.
So did you guys always plan on living in the same area together?
We it's fate, I guess. God brings you back to where that is and where we should be. But Brian actually lives on the same street we grew up on.
Oh, wow.
In Hilton Plantation. Yeah, that's my brother Brian. So
I love it because you got the kids, the cousins. To me, it's when I look at it, I'm like, that's what I long for these guys. I hope that.
Absolutely.
I get to see that with our boys.
And you see, I mean, I've already gotten calls from friends I hadn't seen in 10 years that, or come back to Hilton Head for Thanksgiving or Christmas to catch up. And they have their families and, that you went to high school with. And so it's neat. People always want to come back here, even if they've left. And you get to catch up and experience what they're doing nowadays. So it's fun.
That's awesome.
So what's your favorite, let's do a couple favorites. Favorite beach to go to?
Well, depends on the day, I guess. But sometimes I like a non-crowded beach, and I'll try to go find my own little space on an unbeaten path, or take the boat and go sit on a sandbar somewhere.
Amen.
Yes.
But sometimes we want to be like we're at a resort on vacation, and we go to the Sea Pines Beach Club a lot,
which is a cool beach club.
Which is fantastic.
I love your beach club.
Absolutely, it's fantastic. So
it
really depends on the day. If we're going to throw football or swing wiffle ball bats, how much room on the beach do we want, or we going for a few hours or whatever the may be. But it's always out there. You can always find whatever one you want. But I just enjoy being out in the water and on the beach.
You're a boating guy.
Yes.
Where's your favorite place to go on the boat?
We usually do laps as long as the kids will let us do laps.
Yes.
We usually go wherever the kids tell us to go.
Okay, there you go.
We don't really get to make those decisions nowadays. But we enjoy going over to Fusky and around there. We enjoy going through Bull Creek and the May River and
Bull Creek.
Taking those routes and getting some cool turns on the boats and seeing the beautiful water. And
do you guys tube as well?
We're getting into the tubing, not so much the water skiing, but the tubing. Yes, we're getting into.
That's a lot of fun.
Into that too.
Yeah.
What about favorite restaurants?
Well, I always do have a favorite restaurant, but we love Santa Fe.
Santa Fe? I haven't had anyone say that yet.
Go to Santa Fe.
We love Santa Fe, which is really nice.
You go upstairs to the top?
That's always good. We can get a little stops, which is fun. We enjoy Ambra for some Italian.
Okay.
We enjoy that. Bally's has been a great steakhouse as well. But as you know, we don't have a lot of time for that with baseball.
Exactly. We're gone.
So I should say my wife Valerie's Kitchen is usually our favorite place to go.
Kitchen.
Val's Kitchen.
Shiloh's favorite place to go is your house on Saturday.
There you go.
He asks me every week. He's like, "Are we? We're not baseball. Are we going to go to Mr. Kevin's house?"
Yes.
So.
Valerie loves to entertain and loves. We a lot of kids call it Valerie's Pantry.
Yeah.
And so she tries to keep that stocked really well for the kids. And,
it's so good.
and
she does a good job.
We love just being
So last question on that. So if you were to take Val on a date, where would you go? What would you recommend for people?
Well,
put you on the spot.
Yeah, right.
Val.
Right. Well, when Val and I get the time to go somewhere, it's usually somewhere we want to go just to really have a conversation and chat. And that could be ordering a pizza, or just going to get a quick sit at the bar somewhere of a local place and having a conversation and some appetizers. So whenever we go out to eat, it's really not so much about the food; it's about the time together and hanging out. So
you guys meet in college?
We did meet in college. I scoped Val out and sitting in the classroom there, and then it turned out somebody needed to partner up for the semester, and sure enough, she was sitting right next to him. We were able to partner up.
that's
I look
awesome.
at guys like us, and I look at our wives. We're really fortunate.
Yes, you are blessed.
That's what I keep telling Val all the time. Like, you keep getting better looking at all these years, and I'm going the opposite route here. But you are correct. Yes, we're definitely blessed.
Every day we need to be thanking God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Put up with our crazy entrepreneurial
antics. And the conversations. And I will say Val's been a huge part of Summit for me, and allowing me to do that. And couldn't have done Open Summit without her. And when I said, hey, she's like, you're gonna do what? You're gonna start this company by yourself with no money and this and that, and we're gonna do what?
And your kiddos were babies.
The kiddos are babies. And
well, I love it because you're a visionary and you have a heart. Mm-hmm. And to be a visionary with a heart going into business, it is. And because there's so many challenges, but to have a strong partner,
it is.
I can attest to that. It's like, you're so fortunate that, God knew what he was doing.
That's exactly right. A lot of the things we implement every day is those conversations that Val and I get to have at night and get a good sounding board and great advice that I would have never thought of. So,
different perspective.
Yep.
Well, that's, again, one of the many things that we love about you.
Yes, amen. Yep. Well, I know it's been a long time. If you've stuck this far, thank you, number one. Number two, we have a very exciting announcement to make.
Very exciting.
You've probably already seen the announcement because we'll release it, but we're going to go ahead and say it here right now. So Kevin isn't just here today because obviously all the great information about the services this company provides to our clients, to homeowners, to everybody locally, people coming in. But we are now officially, Kevin is a part of the Real Talk team.
Yes.
He is our primary sponsor. Summit Services.
So excited.
Thank you, Kevin.
So excited.
We're so excited. This is going to be.
So
we're very excited to have him.
We're super excited. We have no other sponsors, and when Dale and I talked about this, we were like, we wanted to align with somebody that truly fit our heart for what we want to provide, and we're all about providing value and
trustworthiness, authenticness.
And giving you. The buyer, the seller, the consumer, what you want and what you value. And so when we were looking for a partner and we reached out to Kevin and he said, we were thrilled. So, we just want to say, look, if you like Real Talk Hilton Head and you love the content we're putting out, we just say support Kevin because Kevin is a part of this community. He's building something that is supporting, he talked about earlier, I don't even think I would call them employees.
Yep.
No. They're your friends.
Almost your family members.
They're your family.
That's what they say all the time.
But Kevin is so much deeper, but he's going to make sure you get what you need in these services. So please, please, please support him. It's called summitservices.com. We're going to have all of his information here. It should pop up on the screen. But again, if you're listening to this, it's called summitservices.com. That's the website. And but make sure you support him because he's supporting us and he's helping us bring this content to you. So
it's easy to do with you guys too. You guys do a great job, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of you guys and your team and what you're doing here. blown away what you guys have done. You guys should be very proud of yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're just this is all about the island.
Yeah.
Like our heart is to
It's easy to do when you love it that much, right?
Exactly.
It's just fun and it's easy to do.
Yeah, we're super fans. So
Yeah.
great to have you on board, and thank you for
Thank
coming
you for all
out.
the information.
And
Gosh.
also, Kevin's going to be a regular guest.
Yes,
so
I can't wait to come back. I can keep talking. I can keep going. Yeah, I feel like we're just at the start here. Yeah, we have a lot more to talk about.
Scratching the surface.
It'll be the Summit Services podcast.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll help you get there.
Oh, you guys are great. Yeah,
Awesome.
Well, thank you again. We appreciate
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
And thanks for watching, guys. Like, share, and subscribe, please.
This episode brought to you by Summit Services. Heating, cooling, electrical, and pool systems done right. Visit callsummitservices.com. Don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe to Real Talk Hilton Head and leave us a review to help others discover the Lowcountry lifestyle.